Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Arrow Season 7. In Season 7, Oliver Queen is in prison. This is not a bad thing. He actually has a lot more time to work out now. There's a couple past season villains in here, but it's a Rorschach situation. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. On the outside, Felicity Smoke has pink hair now. She and William are in Argus protective custody because they're hiding from Ricardo Diaz, who finds them no problem. She manages to hold him off just long enough and she's okay. She helps Argus track him down, but Diaz is now working with the super assassins, the Longbow Hunters. There's Big Shield Guy and Poison Dart Girl, and then the one that gets the most screen time, the Silencer, because she has like a belt that silences all sound. Diaz himself is living up to his nickname, the Dragon. He's got a flamethrower now. He hires some guys in prison to try to kill Oliver in a naked shower fight. Oliver talks to Brick, the villain from Season 3, and has to fight Samson from Season 5 in order to find out that Diaz's contact is the Demon down on Level 2. So Oliver has to stab some guards to get himself sent down there, and Level 2's really awful. It's run by a crazy psychiatrist who's like doing experiments on the prisoners. Finally, Oliver meets the Demon. It's Talia al Ghul. She and Oliver were friends in the Russia flashback, but enemies when she was helping Prometheus. They agree to be friends again for now to help each other escape. Oliver steals the data, gives it to Talia because he's got to stay in prison if he doesn't want to be a fugitive. So she gets out, exposes the illegal experiments, and Oliver's back to his regular maximum security prison cell. On the outside, Diaz stole some super bomb and the team's got to shut it down with help from the new Green Arrow? Yeah, someone else has been running around the city in the hood.
You have failed this city.
And with help from him, they take down Diaz. Felicity considers going dark side and killing him, but evil Laurel comes to stop her. Not out of any moral qualms, but because they can use him to get a deal to get Oliver out of prison. She's trying to be not evil this season. She backslides for one episode, but all the girls have an intervention, and her redemption arc is complete. She plans to go home to Earth 2 and right her wrongs as the Black Canary. On the day Oliver's set to be released, Diaz escapes and takes over the prison, so Oliver pulls some MacGyver moves and busts out of his cell. He's joined by former villain Ben Turner, the Bronze Tiger, or Black Wolverine. He wants to be a good guy now though, so he helps Oliver get to Diaz, who long story short kicks his butt and is released from prison a free man. Dinah Drake is the police captain now, and vigilantism is still illegal, but sometimes they need Oliver's help. So they make the Green Arrow an official member of the SCPD, and they send him out there with no mask because everyone knows he's Oliver Queen now. The whole team is deputized, and they try to be real cops for a while, but they're not used to working by the book. So eventually they rebuild the Arrow bunker and are kind of consultants. But the cops are still hunting the new Green Arrow. No one knows who he is. In fact, it's a girl. She works out even harder than Oliver. She's on a mission to hunt down her mother's killer, but turns out her father is Robert Queen. Yeah, she's Oliver's half-sister. His dad had a whole secret family he abandoned. Her name is Emiko Queen, and Oliver tries to reconnect. She's resistant at first, but eventually they become friends. Speaking of family, Oliver's still got a son, William. They're constantly in danger from one bad guy or another, so they decide to send him off to live with his grandparents. But his story continues in an island flash forward.
My father is Oliver Queen.
After years of no contact, Felicity sends him to Lian Yu, where he finds Roy Harper. We never learn why Roy was here. They go back to Star City, which is now a dystopian wasteland, except for the Glades, traditionally the bad neighborhood, now a really nice place, under the leadership of Mayor Wild Dog Renee Ramirez. They meet up with Dinah Drake, now leader of the vigilante resistance group, the Canaries, one of whom is a grown-up Zoe, Renee's daughter. They also meet badass cage fighter Black Star, who is Felicity's daughter and has an epic theme song.
Because my name is Mia Smoke.
There's also Connor Hawk, who is Bronze Tiger's son, but adopted by John Diggle, and he has a romance going with Mia Smoke. We don't meet Diggle's natural son, John Jr., but apparently he's the leader of a Deathstroke gang. Anyway, the kids break into an evil corporation and rescue Felicity. They're making an army of high-tech soldiers based on a security program, Archer, that Felicity's writing in the present. And they have to stop a plot to blow up Star City. Long story short, the kids have an epic adventure, bringing down the walls to the Glades and saving the city. Back in the present, Argus is is hunting a supervillain financier named Dante. Turns out he's the leader of the Ninth Circle, another ancient secret villain organization. Their only link to Dante is Ricardo Diaz, so they reassemble the Suicide Squad. Always a good time. Long story short, Dante gets away, but turns out he's working with Emiko Queen. Oliver soon finds out his half-sister's evil, so they have a sibling fight. He drops a knowledge bomb on her. Turns out Dante killed her mother. So she kills him, but she doesn't turn good. Turns out she was the actual leader of the Ninth Circle. The team brings in Roy Harper to help take her out, but something goes wrong and 2 guards end up dead. The whole team testifies to cover it up, but it was Roy who killed them. Somewhere on his mission with Thea to destroy the new Lazarus pits, he died and was resurrected with one, so now he's got the pit fever that gives you killing bloodlust. So Emiko stole some super bioweapon and is gonna use drones to spray it on the city. Team Arrow suits up to stop her, including Bronze Tiger, who's now fully a good guy. Oliver has a final showdown with his half-sister, but instead of fighting, he convinces her to be a good guy. So the Ninth Circle decides they need a change in leadership, and the Queen half-siblings fight to save the city. Emiko pulls a Darth Vader and dies having been redeemed. Then Oliver blows up the old Queen Consolidated building, and the city is saved. They all decide to get matching tattoos, which we saw in the future, the Mark of 4, symbolizing the 4 pillars of heroism. Then Oliver retires for good. He and Felicity move to the country because Felicity's preggers. Full Oliver lives happily ever after in montage form, until one night there's a random sci-fi dude in their kitchen. Yeah, the big crossover event this season was Elseworlds, where they deal with a lot of multiverse stuff. Long story short, Oliver made a promise that he would save the multiverse in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Bad news though, it's set in stone that to save the multiverse, Oliver has to die. That's a bummer. So Oliver and Felicity say farewell as he leaves to save the multiverse. Then in the future, flash forward, Felicity says goodbye to the kids as she leaves with the Monitor too. And that's how Arrow Season 7 comes to an end.